There are thousands of dollars in free money available to you that you are missing out on because you're not in the know. But that's what I'm here for. And I'm going to share with you an amazing $5,000 grant opportunity that has no application fee and is available to both for-profit and nonprofit organizations. And so if you're ready to get to this money and this win, make sure you grab a notebook and lock in to all the good information I will be sharing. If you're new to grants, let me break it down for you. Grants are debt-free money, which in simple terms means you don't have to pay the money back. And you can use a grant to start, fund, or grow your business. So no matter what level you're at, there is a grant opportunity out there for you. And you can use this money on different areas in your business. You can use it for marketing, buying new equipment, or hiring employees. And that's just 3 ways out of the many that you can leverage a grant to reinvest into your business. And when it comes to where you can find grants, you can get grants from the government. Think federal, state, and local level. You can also get grants from foundations. One of the most well-known is the Amber Grant, which gives out 3 grants every single month to women-owned entrepreneurs. And then we have corporate grants. These are grants given out by Fortune 500 companies, think Amazon, Walmart, and Etsy. In other words, what's great about grants is that you can find one for any expense you have within your business, and you can get grants from a variety of different sources. In my book, because of all the reasons I just mentioned, grants is by far the best way to fund your business. I want to hear you in the comments below. Say, I'm ready if you're ready. And so if that's the case, these are the steps you want to do. And so what you first want to do is develop a winning mindset. I know how hard rejection can be, but when it comes to grants, it's important that you have the belief that you and your business are worth investing in. And so if you go into the application with the mindset that you are adding value, there is no way the judges won't be able to feel that energy and passion in your application. And so after you have the mindset together, it's now time to get legit. And that looks like forming a legal entity. And so for a for-profit organization, that could look like forming an LLC or a corporation with your Secretary of State. And so I personally recommend Zen Business. I have them linked in the description below with the best discount available. They'll walk you through the entire process. All you have to do is fill out a 10-minute application. And so once you have that legal entity set up, it's now time to open up a business checking account. This is going to be your new home for the grant funds and the money your business will be making. It's very important as a serious business for you to separate your personal money from that of your business. And so you can do that by having a dedicated business checking account. And right now you can get a $500 sign-up bonus with Bluevine, which is one of my favorite online accounts. Introducing the Mona Small Business Impact Grant. If you're new to Mona, they are an AI-powered small business funding solution. In other words, they help business owners get funding through using AI. And today they are giving away $5,000 in unrestricted funding. If you want to know the difference between restricted and unrestricted, keep listening. But this is the kind of money you want. And so when it comes to this $5,000 grant, they will choose one grand prize winner. But because this application is free, I would say it's worth your time. And the deadline to apply for this grant is March 16th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so when it comes to this unrestricted grant, you should know that it isn't going to be a random drawing. In truth, this grant opportunity is a merit-based competition designed to reward businesses and nonprofits that demonstrate clear community impact and a compelling vision for growth. And so you should know that this grant is flexible, which means that there are no restrictions on how the funds are spent. And so with unrestricted grants, you can spend the money on anything you want to within your business. Versus with restricted grants, you have to spend it on specific purposes, like hiring employees or paying for marketing. But unrestricted grants, there's a wide possibility of what you can do with this money. In addition, this grant is non-dilutive, which means that they don't take any equity in your business at all. They give you the grant money and let you do what you need to do in your business. It's also merit-based. And so they're not going to be judging you based on luck, but the impact your business has. Now let's talk about what you can spend the $5,000 on. And so you can use it to hire support. I know as a business owner, you are probably doing everything on your own and you wish you could hire somebody to take the load off you. With this $5,000 unrestricted grant, you can. You can also pay for new initiatives. So if you're ready to launch a program, a pilot project, or expansion effort, you can use these grant funds on that. In addition, any operational expenses you have, if you need to cover rent, utilities, software subscriptions, or other costs, you can use this $5,000 grant to cover those expenses. In addition, you can pay for equipment. If you need to purchase some critical supplies, technology, or inventory for your business, this is your opportunity to do that without having to use your own business funds. In addition, you can pay for marketing and growth. If you're ready to take your business to the next level, this is your opportunity to do that. And so you can invest in outreach, advertising, community engagement, as well as partnering up with other business owners. And so this is a great opportunity to really take your business to the next level and give yourself some financial breathing room. And that's truly what grants give you, the opportunity to breathe, relax a little bit, have some money coming in without you having to chase down a client. And so with this $5,000 grant, you have full discretion over how the money will be used, but your application must clearly explain the impact your spending will generate. And so when it comes to eligibility for this grant, there's a few requirements that your business needs to meet. First, your organization type. You must be a registered for-profit business or nonprofit organization. Secondly, your business must be based in the United States. And one of the best states to form an LLC is the state of Wyoming. If you need help with that, let me know in the comments below. Then we have the third requirement, which is team size. And so your organization must have 30 or fewer full-time employees. Fourth, you must have made less than $5 million in 2025 in annual revenue. For the fifth eligibility requirement, you must have an active website or social media presence. And I like that this grant says either or. If you have both, that's great, but it's only requiring one, an active website or a social media presence. So wherever you show up most, you will send it to them in this application. And then lastly, requirement 6, must be able to accept funds via bank account. I already got you connected with a $500 bonus. And if you really want $1,000, you can connect with me inside the Grant House. That's where I share the true money opportunities. But you already got $500 ready to go with Bluevine. And so if you meet all 6 of these eligibility requirements, you are good to go to apply to this $5,000 grant. I want you to have the best chance of winning. And if you miss out on covering one of these areas, your application is likely to get rejected. And so 1, you want to be community focused. You want to clearly explain how your work directly benefits the people and neighborhoods you serve. Secondly, you want to be mission driven. You want to clearly be able to share how you operate with a clear sense of purpose beyond profits alone. Next, you want to show that you are a problem solver. With your business, you address a clear, defined problem that your community faces, and your business is the solution. Next, you want to show measurable impact. You need to demonstrate clearly the real numbers behind the issue your business is solving. And so the more data and statistics you have to show why your business is needed, the better off you'll be. Lastly, you want to show a scalable vision. With that $5,000, you're going to impact so many people within your community. And so you need to know that qualifying for the grant is step 1. Step 2 is positioning your story with clarity and specificity. And that's what truly helps you win a grant. Now let me break down some key dates you need to know. First off, February 4th. That's when this grant application was launched. It's been open for about a month. They could decide at any time to close off the application, so you want to apply as soon as you can. The official deadline, though, is March 16th, but the organization does have the right to close the application before this date. Then we have April 13th through the 24th. That's when the winners will be notified via email that they've won the grant. So you do want to be checking their social media page as well as your email so that you don't miss out on this opportunity. When it comes to how you apply, you should follow these 4 steps. 1, you're going to navigate to the Mona Grant page to access the application form. You're secondly going to complete the online application, Fill out every required field carefully. You'll need to provide your name, email, organization name, and website or social media link. Third, answer the short response questions. This is the heart of your application. You'll respond to prompts about your mission, your community impact, and specifically how $5,000 will advance your work. And then fourth, you're going to review and submit. Double check all responses for accuracy and clarity. Once submitted, entries cannot be modified. Submit your application before March 16th of 2026. And so all entries must be original work and submitted during the official entry period. Duplicate or plagiarized submissions will be disqualified. And so when it comes to how the winners will be selected, there's 3 key areas they care about. One is purpose and vision. They want to know you have a clear mission articulated with precision. They will also want to know you have a defined problem. The need you address is specific and real, and you also have really good communication skills. Next, they're looking for community impact. And this is where you're able to demonstrate clear results and measurable impact that your business has on the community. And so you don't want to just talk about intentions, but real tangible outcomes. Third, they care about the impact of the award. And so they want you to be able to clearly show how you plan on using the $5,000 within your business. The more specific you get, the better off your application is. And so what Mona really is looking for is to support mission-driven businesses, as well as highlight on community-focused founders. And so if you have a passion for serving your community and you care about what you're doing, then Mona wants to hear about it. And so in addition to the grand prize winner, they will also highlight 30 applicants across their social media pages. And so next steps is to get going with the application. And then once you have the application done, you want to monitor your email inbox. You want to also get your tax documents together. They'll likely require a W-9 as the $5,000 is over the $2,000 limit. In addition, you want to be ready to sign off on any eligibility or release forms. And then lastly, you should be ready for a public announcement of your business to the general public. And so to break this down into a simple action plan, I want you to confirm eligibility before you apply, as your business does need to meet every requirement. Second, you're going to clarify your impact. You're going to gather results, specific numbers, as well as outcomes. Next, you're going to define the 5K impact. And then lastly, you're going to submit your application. And so if you follow this plan and you use AI to support you along the way, you have a very good chance of taking home $5,000 in unrestricted grant funding. You now have your mindset right, you have a legal entity, and you have some extra cash from the bank bonuses. You're now ready to apply to this grant. And check out this video right here if you want to use AI to help you apply to grants.